Hello and welcome to Cinemaze, and this is my review for The Incredibles 2. Incredibles 2 is the highly anticipated sequel to 2004's The Incredibles. So was it worth the 14-year wait? Yeah, I think it was. This film is pretty great. Personally, this is how you do a good sequel. The film picks up immediately where the last film ended, and you forget there's been a 14-year gap since the last film, as the film draws you in immediately. The characters all feel as great as they did the first time, and it's great to re-enter the retro-futuristic golden age of superheroes world that they've set up for this universe. The world feels dynamic and large scale, with a history and politics and businesses, and it just gives a great atmosphere. This film doesn't make the mistake that many sequels make of playing into the things the audience loved the first time at the expense of the story. For example, this film could have focused more on Edna, as fans loved her the first time round, but it smartly gives her one scene so it doesn't take away from the overall story, but still fits into the narrative, while other sequels may choose to focus on things they think the audience would like, and overall it would detract from the story. As a result of this, the film manages to have the same smart storytelling, and most importantly the same heart to the film that made the original so special. The film continues the fantastic family dynamic from the first film, but while the first film focused more on Mr. Incredible being a hero, this one gives Elastigirl more time to shine, which works as a good contrast to the first film. Another great thing about this film is the animation. The look of this film is even more polished than the first film, even down to incredible minute details in the scenes, while at the same time still feels exactly like the same animation as the first film. But you can see how far things have progressed in the 14 years. The thing that really stood out to me about this film was the action. Animated action has pros and cons, like the action may seem less interesting or the stakes may feel lower, but has the advantage that isn't limited by real life physics, and this film really takes advantage of the power that animation can add to action scenes. This film has incredibly short action with extremely unique and creative ideas of how to use different heroes' powers. The action is visually stunning and fresh, and I don't think I've seen animated action even close to this good, and even puts a lot of live action movies to shame. The creativeness that goes into the use of the heroes' powers in this film would be great to see in a live action superhero movie, and everyone has clear defined powers rather than just super strength and speed that lots of characters seem to have in live action films. My one criticism towards the action scenes is that most scenes seem to involve stopping a vehicle from reaching a place. There's two train stopping scenes, stopping a big drill, stopping a big plane, and also stopping a boat, and although the way they do this feels unique, fresh and great to watch, I feel they could have thought of another premise to show off the characters' abilities. Furthermore, the big action finale isn't as good as some of the action that occurred earlier in the movie, which made the ending feel a bit underwhelming. The film's plot has this feeling too. The plot starts off fresh and intriguing, and by the end just becomes predictable and generic. And so I'd say the first half of this film is far better than the last half. This mainly is a result of my main problem with the film, and that's predictability. Now I understand that it's a children's film, so it doesn't have to be super smart, but other Pixar films have been tailored towards adults, so I don't think this one should be the exception. Immediately, as a certain character walked into the room, I knew they were going to be the secret villain. It's so blatant and it kills the momentum of the movie. When the villain is unknown, the film has a sense of mystery and intrigue, but as soon as it's revealed who the villain is, the film goes downhill, and I think the villain could have been executed so much better. Where Syndrome was a personal villain, this new villain could work because what the villain represents directly opposes what the heroes personally believe in, and so it's not a personal battle in terms of a relationship, it's personal in terms of their ideologies, but the predictability of the villain takes away from this. However, overall, Incredibles 2 is a fantastic sequel. It lives up to what you would expect from an Incredibles 2, keeping the great tone, interesting characters, dynamic world, and most importantly, the heart of the first film, while excelling with the action scenes. The film lacks in the villain department and opens stronger than it ends, but overall, it lives up to the original and certainly doesn't disappoint, and I would say The Incredibles 2 is a great film. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to like the video and share this video on social media. You can also follow me on Twitter and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching Cinemaze. More videos coming soon.